Good evening, it's Seconder Scott Von Helt with HolisticMusician.com here to share today's bowl of sake by Hazrat Inayat Khan for May the 1st. Happy May 1st. You can have all good things: wealth, friends, kindness, love to give and love to receive. Once you have learned not to be blinded by them, learn to escape from disappointment and from repugnance at the idea that things are not as you want them to be. So, one more time. You can have all good things: wealth, friends, kindness, love to give and love to receive. Once you have learned not to be blinded by them, learn to escape from disappointment and from repugnance at the idea that things are not as you want them to be. So, this one's pretty deep. There's a lot of little nuggets of wisdom within this one big nugget of wisdom, if you will. Um, you can have all good things: wealth, friends, kindness, love, and give and love to receive. Once you have learned not to be blinded by them. So, what would be being blinded by wealth, friends, kindness, love to give, and love to receive? Um, it's pretty easy to assess that one. You know, you you can get blinded by these things. So, like, the pursuit of wealth or the pursuit of friendship, or friendships, or the type of friends that you're trying to influence or be with or be around, things like that. All of that can really have a lot to add into all this. But when you learn to rise above those things, when you come to a point where there's a certain level of resignation, or um, you you need those things, you desire for those things, but it doesn't become your pursuit. You want what's beyond that. You want what's past that. So, in terms of wealth, when you have to strive for wealth to the point where you forget what real wealth is, where real wealth is, having love in your heart, having love for another, really being thankful for the blessings that you have, really looking at the things that you have that are um, really gifts, true gifts to have. Um, those will come to you, and you can have all those things. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. There's nothing wrong with being, well-to-do. There's nothing wrong with being, famous or having lots of friends or things like that. But when that's the aim or that's the goal, a lot of times you'll fall short of what you could have, which is far beyond that. So that's kind of one perspective that you could look at that from. So, by learning to escape from disappointment, from repugnance of the idea that things are not as you want them to be. That last part is a little tough for me. I have a hard time getting past my repugnance for things that aren't the way that I want them to be. Certainly, I aspired to do a little bit. I've done really well with my music career. I've been really blessed, thankful to have had the experiences that I've had so far. Um, Not done yet. Still want to do some more things with music, and would love to have had bigger experiences before now than I have had. But I'm certainly not disappointed to have played my last gig to 50,000 people in New Zealand. That's something to be proud of. So, you look at these things and you don't. And it'd be easy, and there was times that I got into a kind of a repugnance because I wasn't doing it, because I wasn't still out on the road, because I'd left the road because I wasn't making enough money, and then I'm sitting at my day job, watching the kid that replaced me, playing to 100,000 people in Europe, and that was a little tough at first, but I got to a point where I had to let go of that, and by letting go of that and not being bothered by it, I rose above it, and I was able to say, wow, this is cool. Maybe that wasn't my purpose. Maybe my purpose wasn't to play 100,000 people in Sweden. It was to really strip down and go back to the roots, and really look at what I can do to influence others and be a positive have a positive expression that really inspires other people to do the same for themselves. So that's kind of one idea there. And you know when you another way to really get away from these disappointments and these repugnances or these kind of things is to really just not put so much importance on all that stuff. And for me, music was everything to me. It was all I ever wanted to be. It was all I ever wanted to do, and my whole life was really dictated by it, you know. And that was my what's the word I'm looking for? That was kind of who I was. I was defined by that. That's the word I was looking for. I was defined by my being a musician. But my purpose in life was far beyond that. What put that desire in my heart to be a musician? What put that desire in my heart to do music and to pursue it to a level of being a professional and doing it that way? It wasn't the money, it wasn't fame, it wasn't notoriety or any of those types of things. You know, I wanted all those things because I felt that was part of it. That was all part of the package. But I've come to understand that where I can really make a difference and where I can really be that really fulfill my purpose is to really just be honest and be real and be myself and be true to who I am and really give it fully. And if I can sing my note in the symphony of the universe in a way that it really rings out and resonates, it might just strike a chord with somebody else to where they start to ring out their tone. They hear their note and they start to play their note and sing their note. And then we start to really harmonize and really make some music in this world. And that's when we can really bring it together and do something big. So, you know, those are just a couple of, you know, things that I can relate to with this particular bowl of sake, from just trying to, you know, relate what I do. You know, I don't try to be a great philosopher or, highfalutin mystic spiritual teacher. I consider myself a mystic, and I aspire to be a spiritual teacher. But what I really can do is just share my own experience, share what I've been through, share the mistakes that I've made, and the goal, the victories that I've made too, along the way to the goal. So yeah, just a couple thoughts I had today with the bowl of sake, and really appreciate everybody checking these out. Appreciate all the support, and I really love reconnecting with a lot of you. Robert, really great to hear from you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate the positive feedback, and you're very welcome. So thank you. And just hang in there, everybody. You know, it's there's a lot of things in life that are challenging and struggling. I work a job that I'm not real excited about right now, and that's my repugnance. I'm repulsed at my job every day. But I've kind of learned over the course of several months to rise above it and to get to a point where it's like, you know what, if I can just go and just do my job and not let it bother me, even though it's the most bothersome job I've ever had, I can get through this. I can get past it. And when I do that, things are going to start to open up for me beyond that. That other opportunity is going to come. And I've already seen signs of that. I've already seen where that has helped me. Being at the worst job that I've ever been at has helped me to be a better person, to be, to kind of rise above my frustrations and my aggravations about things. Doesn't happen every day, but some days it does. And when it does, it's a good feeling. It's a feeling like, okay, I see. I can, it does. I don't have to really like this, but I can not like it too. I can be very indifferent to it and just really kind of rise and move through it. And yes, we should definitely play trombone on the Great Plains of Enlightenment. I would love that. Yeah, that's really all I got. So appreciate everybody checking these out, and definitely continue on. And we'll do this 5 months straight. We've been doing bowl of sake. I haven't missed a day yet, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I was just laying in bed, and I'm like half asleep, and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't do bowl of sake yet. So out of bed I am, and here we go. So thank you again, everybody, and hope you have a great week. And we'll be back again tomorrow with another episode of the bowl of sake by the great Hazrat Inayat Khan. So thank you very much, and have a good one.